Good morning and welcome to day 53. I'm just leaving the shelter now and I have about 11.7 miles to go today. I know I have a couple streams I have to ford today. That's always fun. So I will see you down the trail. I was the only one at the shelter last night, so it was very, very peaceful and quiet. I got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and the stars were out. It was so nice to be able to see stars. And heading to Chairback Mountain now. I think the summit is in point 6, so that shouldn't take too long. Yeah, the trail's kind of rooty to start off with. This is the trail. I have this little stream crossing to go over. I've got a white blaze right on the rock in the middle of the stream, so it goes up that way. I feel like I'm in the middle of Christmas. It smells so good in here with all the pine trees. I'm at the summit of Chairback Mountain, and these are my views. So pretty. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Currently making my way down the backside of Chairback, and this is what I'm climbing down. And it's not too bad. It's not as bad as it looks. You just have to watch every step and make sure you have some good footing. This is where I came from, up there. I've been waiting to find some wild blueberries in Maine, and I finally found a couple. It doesn't look like they're quite ripe yet, but there's a few here I can pick. There's some in there. Yay! This is the first gravel road I came to, and there's a vehicle. So, not sure. I think I saw a sign over there that says 7 miles that way you'll reach the highway or something. So if this is the wilderness, it's not that far in the wilderness. I have my first crossing of the day. It looks nice and gentle. Hopefully I can get across without slipping on the rocks and get my phone wet, but it looks pretty simple. After I did that stream crossing and got to the other side, I noticed a guy sitting in a chair behind some bushes. And here it was a ridge runner. And kind of funny because before I crossed the river, I had to go to the bathroom. So he's probably sitting on the one side of the river watching me pee, while I'm on the other side not even knowing that he was there, thinking there's nobody around in the 100-mile wilderness, so I'm good to go. And there he is. But anyway, I had a nice chat with him, and he was very informative, gave me some good tips. So it's been a great day so far. I am 83.9 miles away from the summit of Katahdin and Baxter Peak. The area I'm hiking now is called the Hermitage, and it's a national landmark. You're not allowed to camp within this area. It's an old pine growth stand of 100-year-old white pines. And there's also a wilderness area called Gulf Haggis, and that is supposedly Maine's Grand Canyon. So I don't know if I'll see any of that because there's a separate trail for that. and I'm staying on the AT. So I think there's people that day hike up there. They're at road crossing, gravel road crossing, had a parking area at some point there. So there are people that come there, cross the river, and day hike up, or go for, well, you can't camp up there, so unless there's some campsites. It's really nice, easy hiking. It's always nice when you're in an area that gets like day hikers and stuff, because the trail always seems to be so much easier. Came to the junction of the Gulf Haggis trails. It's a circuit loop trail that goes along the rim, and you can return by Pleasant River Road. It's a 5.2 mile hike, which starts that way. There's a brook down there, you cross the brook. However, I am following the Appalachian Trail, so I am going up to the Carl Newhall lean-to and probably have lunch there, and then I'll have a couple miles to go to the campsite that I'm going to. I'm making my way up to Gulf Haggis Mountain, and I came across this pretty waterfall. I have a mile to go to get to Gulf Haggis Mountain Peak, and then I'm on to Sydney Tappan campsite. 1.8 miles to go. I had a nice surprise coming up the trail a little bit ago. Ran into another hiker friend named Poppy, and we were staying at shelters together for like 3 nights, and then she had to get off trail after she crossed the Kennebec because her husband wasn't feeling good, and he's been supporting her. So they wanted to go into town where he could go to a clinic and get checked out, and he's all good to go, but she decided to do a little hiking through the 100-mile wilderness southbound. So I ran into her today, and she's gonna go down to Monson and then start heading north again. So she's kind of leapfrogging around. So we're scheduled to actually summit Katahdin together, so that will be kind of cool. So I'm hoping I see her again in a couple days. I reached the summit of Gulf Haggis Mountain. Elevation is 2,683 feet. There's really no views. You can catch a little bit in between the trees, but I think further down the trail there'll be more views. And this way, before I reached the summit, I had something really funny happen. Coming up the trail, it was pretty steep and climbing, and right in the middle of the trail is this big dude sitting on a rock, but he's laying in the middle of the trail. And then he stands up, and I recognized him. Hello. I recognized him, and I asked him where he was, what his trail name was. And his trail name was Colossus. This big, huge guy. And here he was working at Hiker's Welcome Hostel when I was there at the beginning of New Hampshire. And he said he wasn't getting along with his coworkers, so he decided to quit and come out hiking. So he had a month to kill, and he decided to come up to the 100-mile wilderness, and he's hiking southbound. So he's met a lot of his friends that were heading north. So he's been having a blast. So it was kind of fun running into him. I'm staying at the Sydney Tappan shelter tonight. Well, it's not a shelter, it's a campsite. There's no lean-to here. And my tent is practically on the trail. But there's not really very many level campsites here. They do have a privy down that way. And then over this way, they have a fire ring. Over here, so you got some little benches where you can sit and make your meals. And then most of the tent sites are over here on the pine needles, but they're not very flat, and there's a lot of rocks and roots. So that's where I chose to put my tent. There's one other person here back there. Looks like he found a spot. Today was a good day of hiking. I was happy to meet Poppy and Colossus on the trail, and I enjoyed talking to Huff, who was the ridge runner. So it was a great day. The weather was nice. I had a little shower when I first got here, but I got my tent up and climbed inside, and it was just a little passing shower. So it's almost time for me to hit the hay and get up early and start hiking again tomorrow. So I think I did like 11.7 miles today. So it was a good day. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.